What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a new video on the channel, and welcome to the 911 by Singer. Singer, as you guys probably know, or if you don't know, is a, let's say, an aftermarket slash tuner that decided to, you know what, take some old 911s, like this one for example, and turn them into modern day cars. And I absolutely adore these. I love these so much. This is probably, if I was able to afford one of these, I would 100% have one of these in my garage over a GT3, over anything else. But these are incredibly expensive cars to own, and they're worth it because it is absolutely beautiful. The flared arches, the upgraded lights to LED front and rear, just the overall shape of it. The classic design still stays there with the classic wheels, just, you know, sort of dished and made them to be a little bit wider. Modern diffuser, modern exhaust, modern everything, upgraded power, but it still has the classic 911 shape, which I absolutely love. So now we have this car in the game. We've had it in some of the previous Forza games as well, but this is, I think, part of Porsche month. I'm going to do a quotation marks because we have a lot of different types of Porsches that have been added this month with the festival playlist especially as well. We've just had a bunch of them, like I said, added into the game for us to try and to play with and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, now I guess since Porsche month is pretty much over right now with the last edition, which was this, I thought I'd take it out, drive it, and basically give my opinion on it, because I think I'm gonna love this car. Before I even do anything else, let's just show you guys the actual performance up of this thing. 493 horsepower, 430 newton meters of torque, only weighs a ton, which is crazy. It's still sort of, it still has the old school sort of build to it, I guess, if you want to call it that. Rear engine, not mid engine, rear engine rear wheel drive as well, still remains. So super lightweight, tons of power, brilliant noise, even in game. I know in real life it sounds crazy, but even in game, makes a fantastic sound. I love Porsche. Ooh. As you can see, the tires don't really reflect it. I'm pretty sure it's just on normal street tires. So the tires don't really reflect the performance of this thing. I think it needs some better tires, but I love that. I love that it's on like street tires or something, because it just gets the back end out so easy. Very, very slippery in the wet, as you just saw. Single wiper in the front. Look at it. There he goes. There he goes. Oh, I love it already, man. I really, really do. This has to be the best Porsche ever made. Even if it's not fully made by Porsche, this has to be the best Porsche of all time. And I probably have a lot of people agree with me with this. Oh, I love the sound, man. I love the sound of this thing from the interior, especially. There's just something about it that just sounds so good. It doesn't even sound bad from the outside. It's just a lot of tire noise right now as well, because it's wet out. It's so good. It's so good. In this video, I want to go ahead and take this thing out, I think, for drifting, because I've been playing around with some of the other Porsches, and I don't usually take out 911s for drifting. 911s are usually just there, you know, as track cars, as race cars, which is pretty much what I end up building them for usually. But I never ever like go out of my way to try and build a 911 for drifting. So I think for this one, I'm gonna just not fully go for point drifting, but make it so that this thing can make it down the mountain, for example, without worrying about doing that. Does that make sense? Okay, let's bring it over to my garage and try to do some stuff to this thing to get it to be a little bit better. Like I said, I don't usually do a lot of stuff for drifting in the 911 world, but I want to keep, first of all, I want to keep the original wheels. That's perfectly fine. You can change the track width, but only on the front, which is fine, because the rear ones are sticking out quite a lot, which is good. So yeah, I'm not going to change the wheels. As for the tires that we're on now, what am I pressing? I guess we're on sports tires. Yeah, we are on sports tires right now. These are the original tires on this thing, because the next one is the semi-slick tire, which brings it up to brings it all the way up to the next. Oh no, it's not. They're semi-slick tires. How are these semi-slick tires? They're so slippery. they don't seem like semi-slick tires. But as you can see, just by moving over to the next selection here, it doesn't actually change anything in the performance until I go to the slick tires. Then it brings up my performance. But I definitely don't want that. I don't really mind. I love how low it gets as well once you put the either the off-road tires on it or the off-road racing tires on it. It's just funny how low it gets. So as for grip, since we're gonna be sliding this thing quite a lot, I might just put the drift tires on it. I feel like they should be okay. We already have some super wide tires in the rear, 295s on the rear. We can go 325s. It looks so good with 325s. Like, actually looks so good. But I'm not gonna go ahead and change those. I'm gonna leave those the way they are. I think we're fine. As for power, I'm not gonna be adding like a stupid amount of power to this thing. I will add a little bit more power. Visually, I don't even want to think about ruining this thing by adding Porsche, or sorry, not Porsche, Forza parts to it. So I definitely don't want to do that. Also, this is fully NA as well. We can, however, change the engine. It's got a 4-liter in it. I don't want to change it to the 3.2. I kind of want to keep this the standard engine that's in this thing. We could, however, twin turbo it. We can get it to be a little bit more powerful. However, I was just thinking, maybe. I think that's the only way to do it, right? We do have drift suspension, which is perfect. And then pretty much just add race spec everything, so just so we can adjust everything as well. As for our transmission, I'm pretty sure it's standard. It's a 6-speed, is it? Probably is. I'll just put the race transmission on it anyway, just so we can adjust it. This, just gonna put the off-road diff because that locks the diff. And yeah, I guess the only thing is either supercharging this thing or twin turboing it. I think I'm gonna twin turbo this thing, just to get that extra little bit of power that I think we could actually use with this car. Oh my god, we can get this thing to be so much faster, so much more powerful. It still only weighs, it still weighs under 1.1 tons, just about. I mean, the sound doesn't change, you just have a little bit of a whooshy noise now. You just have the little sails, and that's pretty much it. Okay, I love this already. I absolutely love this car. I want to have a look at some of the colors that are available for this thing, if there's anything else other than white available for it, as an original color. I don't want to change this thing to something else, but let's just have a look. No, I guess there isn't. It's just this like weird white that we have on this thing, which I don't mind at all. But I know for a fact if I do end up changing this thing to a completely different color, it will get rid of the Porsche badging or Porsche logo or stuff like that, which I don't really want to do there. Wheels are also really cool. I don't want to change those to a different color. Wing mirrors, bonnet, all that. I think it's fine. I don't really want to change anything else on this car. I'm gonna keep it the way it is. Okay, cool. Let's bring it out. Let's try drive this thing, or slide it. Sorry, not drive it. As for the tune itself, go ahead and lower our camera and rear just a tiny bit. Do that, and everything else I'm gonna leave alone. I'm not gonna touch. Just basic setup here. Not much there. Just lowering that. All right, let's take sideways. See what it's like. I want to hear that noise. I want to hear it. I want to hear that 4-liter Porsche engine with the twin turbos now. Very whiny gearbox now as well. Okay, it's there. It's significantly more powerful. Oh, you can definitely tell. I haven't adjusted my gears at all. I might have to. It has a lot of grip still. It's so much better than the dry. We were taking it out with the wet there just earlier. It was just understeering everywhere. Drifting rear engine rear-wheel drive cars is a little bit different to everything else. The balance is a little strange. When you first start sliding them around, it just feels a little odd. What is the actual balance of this car? 37% on the front, which means that 63% of it is going over the rear axle. So the weight is definitely strange. It definitely feels like the front end is really light, and that's what mid-engine rear-wheel drive cars are like as well. even though with those is a lot closer to 50-50 weight distribution. But this thing just feels like the front end is crazy light. And you're carrying a lot of weight back there. Even on controller, right? Which is a really cool thing that they've done with this game, and some of the Forza games especially. The way they built their handling models, it definitely makes it feel like cars that are mid-engine rear-wheel drive, rear-engine rear-wheel drive, front-engine rear-wheel drive. The way they handle, the overall balance, they get really well. They get it really well done, very realistic. The front end feels light, feels like you just point it in whatever direction you want and it just goes there whenever you want it. I feel like I have a tiny bit too much grip with the rear tires. I mean, they are super wide rear tires as well. It almost feels all-wheel drive with the way this thing is getting pushed along. With that rear grip. Seriously, it feels really nice. And they're so easy to slide. They're so easy to slide, as long as you have the power for it. Again, I don't care for points, I'm not going for points here, I'm just trying to enjoy this thing. It's nice. Seriously. Get it for yourselves and try it out. It's really nice. A little off-road here. I had to do it. I had to extend my slide that way. So I can transition for this corner. What a brilliant car. It's so good handling-wise. That light front end lets me, like I said, put it wherever I want, which is so good. I love that about some of these cars. Especially 911s, man. 911s do such a good job at having really good handling. It doesn't matter if it's for drifting or not. But they all feel the same. They all feel like I can just sort of put it exactly where I want to, you know? I love that. Oh, what a lovely car, man. Oh, I love it so much. Seriously good car. Went a tiny bit wide there. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I love it. I love everything about this thing. The way it looks, the way it drives, the noise, everything. Oh. This is just a video of me just praising this car. It seriously is. Trust me, when you grow up, if you're the type of person right now who looks at these and they're like, oh, they all look the same. It's just a fancy Beetle. If you're that type of person, just wait until you grow up. Wait until you grow up and you realize how good of a brand Porsche is, because that was my case. When I was younger, I was like, they all look the same. All 911s look the same. It's just a Porsche. And then as I grew up and I learned more about it, I realized how cool the Porsche brand is, especially the 911s. It's not even like it's a supercar killer. It's not even a supercar. Like they make supercars now with the 911 Turbo S and stuff like that, but it's still like compared to some other supercars, it's got like hypercar performance. Like that's how good Porsches are. Like they're so much more understated than like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. And that's what I like about them. This is really fast, by the way. And this is without me adjusting my gears. Because it could go a lot faster as well still. Wow. But yeah, obviously the homage to the older 911 here with this thing is beautiful. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching today's video. It's just a short one. But yeah, if you liked it, obviously show your support on the channel. If you want to see more videos like this on the channel, then of course subscribe as usual. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Goodbye everybody.